I need to tell you something. No. Please don't start anything. Oh my God. You can kiss other women, but you can't put it in their arse.
Hi, can I order tea and 2 sugars, please?
Hello guys, and welcome back to Tea and 2 Sugars. I'm Tatty, your host, who on this fine day is just glad that the sun is shining and that there is a lovely blue sky going on. I wonder what the weather is like for you where you are. I was looking at my analytics on the podcast the other day. We have people from literally all over the world. There's people in Denmark, Finland, Australia. If you're listening from down under, please do comment and let me know whereabouts. I would love to go to Australia. My friends have just come back and I had FOMO the whole entire time. So please let me know what your weather situation is going like today. Ours is like that super crisp winter air with like wispy clouds. My absolute favourite. Anyway, at the start of this podcast, as you know, we get into my boiling point and my 2 sugars. I'm actually going to start with my 2 sugars this week because I feel like starting with my boiling point can get off to a little bit of a negative downward note. And I don't want that for us. I want to feel nice and uplifted on this Wednesday. So we're actually going to do like a proper little show and tell today for my first sugar. My first sugar is this. My little Olivia Sales bag. I absolutely love this bag so much. It has become my day-to-day bag. I never really carry like a bag out with me, but this one I have been. So I thought I could do a little what's in my bag for you all today. If you are listening on Spotify, please enjoy the ASMR that I will do for you if you so wish. And if you're on YouTube, hope you're enjoying. Do come over and follow us. Okay, first and most importantly, I've got my Pepsi Max, which is actually going to go in the teacup for today. Let's get a little bit of sizzling ASMR going. Oh, this one has been in my car, so hopefully it is still nice and fresh. Let's fill that up. Okay, next up we have my car keys, which have a little, what they're called, air tag. There you go, some keychain ASMR. I've got a Touchland hand sanitizer, which I was adamant that I had lost, but then I found it again in my car when I cleaned it out the other day. The importance of cleaning things out. I've got my little glasses, my blue light glasses. I have been using these so much recently. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get them on over my rollers. I love these so much. I would 100% wear these for the podcast, but I'm not sure that the things will reflect in the viewfinder in the camera, so I'm leaving them off. I also feel like I may look a little bit old Mother Hubbard with the rollers in and my little glasses. I have seen such a big difference in wearing blue light glasses actually, as a contact lens wearer myself. Then because I just hate water, please tell me that there are people out there that despise water. You cannot convince me water is tasteless. It has a taste and different waters taste differently. So I have a little Robinson's mini apple and blackcurrant squeezy tube. You can hear that. Then I went to an event the other day with Garnier Mobile Mitchell for their micellar water. So I've got a mini one of those, which I think these are just good to have in your bag. Often when I'm going on train journeys and day-to-day things where I've just got makeup on for ages, I just want to take my makeup off. And I do have little tissues that I have in my car. Okay, what's on this side? Maybe let's go over here. I've got a Huda Beauty mirror, which is from their new Ube collection, and a mini pound cake. That is the shade that I wear. And a Huda Beauty puff, actually. Wow, I'm so on brand. Then a hairbrush, and then I've just got a plethora of lip products. I've got my favourite Maybelline Vinyl Ink lipsticks in the shade Royal and Wicked, and then I've been really enjoying the Fenty Beauty, what are these actually called? The glossy sticks, maybe? In the shade the MVP, because that's what I am. Aren't I, Joseph? The MVP. I really want to get Joseph like a little voice, so he can actually speak to me. I've got a Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude lip liner, whatever it's called, a compact mirror, and then again, more lip products apparently on the other side. I've got an Ole Henriksen Pout Precise Pep Lip Tread. This is the creme brulee scent. This is my favourite one. I absolutely love these. These are the best formula. I then have a Fenty Beauty Lip plush pudding, the little screw top. These are more of like a lip mask. As you can tell, I'm a dry lip girl, okay? I then have a Dr. Jart Ceramidin lip balm. This is just so teeny tiny and cute, perfect for the handbag. Coming to the end now, guys. Apparently, I've got just the one contact lens because who needs to see out of both eyes? I've got mini hairpins to fix my rollers. I do apologise today. My rollers are fucked, guys. I was watching a Daniel Kirsty true crime video and I just was not paying attention. So the rollers they're just not hitting today. I've got a little mini clip for if I want to pin my hair back. And then, this is actually something that I should talk about more on my TikTok probably. But this is the Merit perfume. I couldn't tell you what it's called. It is beautiful. I'll do a little close-up there. It's absolutely beautiful. And so many people give me compliments on this. It's a little bit Baccarat Rouge-y, but I'm not the biggest fan of Baccarat Rouge on myself. But this is absolutely incredible. And then last but not least, we have some Panadol Advance because at some point in my life, I'm going to need some paracetamol. I don't actually know what Panadol is. Yeah, paracetamol. And that is what's in my bag for the day. So let's put all of this back in. Okay, and then for my second sugar, I have been loving the gym recently. And I feel like this has been a while in the making because I've had such a love-hate relationship with the gym. But I feel like I finally found my thing that I actually enjoy. I was doing Pilates for a bit. That was fun, but I hated doing it on my own. Like I have to be in a Pilates class. And I just could never vibe with the time that those classes were on at my gym. So I started going to like circuit classes. Let me talk you through my week here. Monday is the day that I record these podcasts. So sometimes we do go on a Monday. Tuesday, I have my Athena class, 9:15. It's like circuits, but you do like a small circuit and a block of 9, and then it's like 25 minutes, and it is so good. I feel so strong, and it's all women that go. I don't think that's a planned thing, but it just is how it goes. So it feels really nice. Thursday, bitches, I've started a high rocks class. I'm a high rocks girl, and I love it so much. I feel like that real like gritty workout is what I love. I love getting a good sweat on. I love doing weights, but also a bit of cardio at the same time. And then on Saturday, I do my boot camp, which is very similar to High Rocks on Thursday, but just a little easier. And my mum came this week, which I was so happy with. But I've been absolutely loving that. And then I'll do my 2 PT sessions a week. And I just enjoyed the feeling of moving my body and the benefits that that brings. I'm not necessarily going for any change in the appearance of my body. If that happens, brilliant. But I'm more going for that maintenance and sustainability at the minute of just like getting to the gym and moving. And that is really important. I feel it's doing good things for my brain. It's doing good things for my body. So yeah, that is my second sugar. And then my boiling point for this week, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about something that has been annoying me for a while. Someone very close to me was made redundant in a couple of months ago. For why is the job market how it is? Every single job wants a task doing, but these tasks aren't like find me a train from Manchester to London. It's like come up with a full social plan, give me a full essay, a 200-word essay on each post, blah, 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 blah. Like, guys, you can't be getting people to do this work that takes like 9 hours if you're not going to pay people. And then don't even get me started on some of the jobs that take you to the last round and don't even hear back from. I think that's so cowardly and rude. If you've gone with someone else, you should be so confident in that person and who you've gone with that it shouldn't be an issue to be like, sorry guys, we've gone a different route with this. It's embarrassing. And I just think we need to have a little compassion for the people that are applying for jobs, because it winds me up so much that even if you give in an amazing interview, an amazing portfolio, that you're still made to do these extensive tasks. What is the reason? And I understand, doing a small little one. I've done that in jobs prior, but it was literally like a little 20-minute task that I went into the office and did. It just bamboozles me so much. So if you're in the job market at the minute and you're looking and you're applying and not getting anywhere, trust me, I understand your frustrations and I really hope something comes along for you soon. And if you're an employer getting people to do these ridiculously timed tasks, maybe take a look inwards. So, boiling point, people getting you to do bizarre tasks for job interviews, and my 2 sugars, my little Olivia Sales bag, and the gym. I feel like that's a well-rounded one today. Anywho, to start off, we have the Pepsi Max fresh in the mug today. Very excited for this. I've been really craving a little sweet treat recently, so this is going to hit the spot. I have seen the title for the first story time today, and let me tell you, I am excited. Let's go. Okay, Joseph, strap in, because I feel like this one could be so fun. The first one is titled, My Failed Swinging Experience. Now, myself and my Steve were actually having a conversation about, not us to swing, but...
No, we weren't.
I just said not us to swing. I said we were having a conversation about this because we are adamant that we witnessed a swingers experience in our hotel when we went on holiday like 2 years ago. And I think I'm going to do an episode where I just tell like my stories and my experiences. So that will be included in that. But it involved elderly people.
Yeah, nice save.
Okay. So my husband and I, by the way, have been together for 7 years. And you know how it is after a while. Things start to feel routine. One night, we're sitting on the sofa and watching some spicy Netflix. My husband just casually says, you ever thought about, swinging? That conversation could go 2 ways, because you could either be like, yeah, I have, or no, get your mind out of the fucking gutter. You are not going to see other women and other men. So I'm like, excuse me, swinging? You mean like wife swapping? And he just shrugs, like he just asked if he wanted to try a new restaurant or something like that. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there questioning every life choice that has gone my way at that moment in time. I can imagine, because that is quite a shock. That's like a big thing to bring up in a relationship, I can imagine that you must feel that you're not satisfying him, which, sticky situation. I hope he plays this well. So, but then because I'm the cool wife, amen, sis, yes you are, or at least I thought I was, oh no, I said, okay, maybe, but only if we take it slow, like adults. Well, I would fucking hope like adults. I hope we're not including other age demographics in that. So, big mistake, a huge mistake. Fast forward to 2 months. Can I just ask a question here? Not for my own experience and my own need. How the fuck do you find swingers? Like, how do you go about that? Is there a website or a Facebook group? What is that? How does one go about that? Because it used to be, stop laughing at me, Jordan.
In such a questionable episode.
No, because it used to be, I don't know if you know this, pampas grass. If a house had pampas grass growing outside it, it meant that was a swinging household. So I hope your mum and dad don't have pampas grass growing in their garden, everyone. So fast forward to 2 months later, we found a swingers party after doing some research, and we're at this classy-ish house. Yeah, you don't want to be turning up to a shithole, do you? Because you want things to be sanitary. Surely you want things to be sanitary. I hope you've had a conversation about boundaries. It's like, listen, sunshine, you can kiss other women, but you can't put it in their arse. Arses are off limits. So, it's not what I expected at all. I thought it would be dimly lit with jazz music. I'm imagining red velvet is involved here. Oh, do you know what? Red velvet cake. Sorry. So I'm imagining a dimly lit with jazz music on and some rose petals or something. Nope. It was just a normal new build. No. It is just a normal new build living room with folding chairs. Listen, if we're getting involved in physical activity, I want no experiences of like smacking of folding chairs. Imagine if they collapsed. There's body parts involved here. We could get like, the pinching, folding chairs. Dear Lord, it was real romantic. Anyway, we meet this couple. Their names are Amy and Steve. Okay. If I know Amy and Steve, I know that this is going to go horrifically wrong for you. So they seem nice enough. She was bubbly. He's kind of quiet. They start chatting us up. And before I know it, Amy's like, I'm sorry, I'm so giggly. This is so fun. Amy is like, you guys are so cute. We should hang out later. I'm like, okay, we're making friends here. Yay. Adults making friends. No, I was so wrong. At one point, Amy grabs my hand and whispers, come with me. And I'm like, oh, maybe she just wants to talk about girl stuff. Baby cakes, you're at a swingers party, okay? We've got folding chairs and cheese platters. We're not talking about braiding each other's hair and whether or not we fancy Harry Styles or Louis Tomlinson more, okay? Read the room. No, she drags me into the kitchen and starts laying it on thick. Compliments, hair flicks, the works. I've never been so awkward in my life. Okay, babe, you need to leave then. If you're not comfortable in this circumstance, get out. Get out. This was not your idea. This was your husband's idea. Remove yourself from the situation. So, meanwhile, in the living room, my husband is talking to Steve, who apparently decided that the best icebreaker would to show... That sentence did not go the way I thought it was going. Steve had decided that the best way to break the ice would be to show off his coin collection. Nothing gives me hot, steamy vibes than a coin collection. Give it to me, show me your discs. With Queen Elizabeth's face on it. Really? Actually, who the fuck is on the coins? John, who's on the coins?
It's usually the monarch, yeah, but
Not on all of them. Who are these people on these coins?
on a
God!
50p it was the Queen, wasn't it? I think.
Is it? God knows. Anyway, I'm not an avid coin collector myself, as you can tell. So my husband is sitting there nodding along, trying to pretend like he cares about the penny that he found in 1943. Things escalate when Amy suddenly pulls out a bottle of tequila. Tequila pineapple is what my friends drink. Apparently you don't get a hangover from it. I don't advise people to drink, but if you do, tequila pineapple is the way that the girlies like it. She's like, let's loosen up. Wow! Let's pour some shots. I don't know why Amy is always some weird sorority girl. She's clearly a grown woman. So Amy's like, let's loosen up. Let's get some shots going. And because I'm already overwhelmed, I just go along with it. Never be pressured into drinking into social situations, best friends, especially at swingers parties. After about 3 shots, Jesus! Amy decides it's time to get comfortable. Wow. That was not going the way I thought it was going. What is it? Yeah, that is it. That is how it goes, isn't it? Wow. I've been feeling fine. Joe, come on, best friend. You need to help me out in these situations. Let's get it on. Dong. She kicks off her shoes. She's still got her shoes on in someone else's house. Surely that's the first thing you take off. That's not a swingers only thing. When you go to someone else's house, you take your Crocs off. Bizarre. Sorry. So she takes off her shoes and then, brace yourself, takes off her wig. I'm not judging, but it really caught me off guard because she didn't say anything. She just peeled it off mid-conversation like it was no big deal. Meanwhile, I'm standing there wondering if this is some kind of initiation ritual. All right, where's the wig come into this? Because if she is struggling with hair loss or whatever, more power to you, babe. However you feel most comfortable in any situation. However, I'm just imagining her with like some Coraline Mum Black Bob wig on. How did no one notice she was wearing a wig? Gosh, I mean, if we're being physically active, that wig must be secured. Do you know? Any hair pulling, one wrong move and it's off. That'd be a shock. Could you imagine that? Steve walks in and says, we should go upstairs. And I'm like, oh, no. This is moving way too fast. Good girl. Like that for you. But before I can say anything, my husband stumbles in. Perfect timing, ready to break the romantic tension, holding one of Steve's coins and goes, oh, what a moment. My husband walks in and goes, babe, did you know that this coin's worth over £5,000? What a way to enter a room. So at this point, Amy gets frustrated and says, you guys are boring. Which honestly was fair enough because we were an absolute disaster. She grabs Steve and storms upstairs. My husband and I stand there, tequila in hand, surrounded by an ever-growing volume of questionable noises like, what the heck just happened? About 20 minutes later, amongst a variety of strange noises, we hear yelling from upstairs. Turns out, Amy and Steve got into a huge fight with another couple because Amy crossed a boundary. I'm telling you, you have to set the boundaries before going into these situations. So, she's screaming, Steve's crying, and we're just frozen in the hallway wondering how we ended up in this nightmare. We looked at each other and me and my husband said, this really isn't for us, is it? I was like, yeah, no. We ended up sneaking out, leaving our jackets behind, along with our reputation for being a cool swinger. And to this day, I still feel anxious whenever I see a coin collection at someone's house. So yeah, no judgment if swinging works for you, but for me, never again. I'd like to deep dive further into Steve's coin collection here because had he brought it with him? You know when you go to your grandparents' house on Christmas Day as a kid and you take your toys with you to show your cousins and like to entertain each other? Is he taking his coin collection with him? That is just so strange. Well, listen, I'm glad that you were in that scenario together and you were able to respect each other's thoughts, feelings, and opinions to leave at that time. It's fun to try new things, you know? Maybe if that's what you're into giving a go, the couple swapping situation, maybe you could try it without a house full of people. I don't know what I'm really out of my depth with this one. I'm glad that you were able to communicate well with each other. Maybe try other things to, create a spark. I'm sorry, I'm so aware that my grandparents now listen to this podcast and my parents now also listen. If you're trying to light up a spark, you could get a little role play on. I'm going to stop talking now. If you need any ideas, talk to Joe because he's a kinky little bastard. Right, let's move on to story number 2. Okay, story number 2 is titled, My Friend Has a Dirty Secret. Story time. Is it that she's a swinger and that her husband owns a coin collection? What a full circle moment. So, there's this friend of mine. We'll call her Amy. We've been friends for years. Like, I was her bridesmaid at her wedding. We have matching tattoos. The whole deal. I trust her with my deepest, darkest secrets. Anyway, last Saturday, Amy invites me over for a wine and a catch-up. We do this all the time, so show up, bottle of rosé in hand, expecting to gossip about work drama or her annoying neighbour or whatever. We love a girls' night. But as soon as I walk in, she is acting weird. Like she's fidgety, avoiding eye contact and keeps glancing at her phone. I'm like, girl, are you okay? She laughs it off, pours us both a glass of wine and says, so I need to tell you something. But you can't be freaked out. Girly pop, don't be telling me how I'm going to feel about a situation before you've told me what it is. At this point, I'm thinking, oh my God, is she pregnant? Does she have what? Oh my God, is she pregnant? Did she kill her houseplant again? They're two very different plethoras of issues. She sits down and goes, you know my husband, Steve. Well, there's someone else. Oh my goodness, we've got some infidelity in the house. What do you mean, someone else? I'm going to go with the fact that she is not only seeing her husband. She looks me dead in the eye and goes, oh my God. Holy shit. She looks me dead ass and says, "It's my boss." Her boss, her married boss. Okay. At this point, I'm staring at her like she's grown a second head. I say, "Amy, what are you saying right now? Like, are you joking?" Why has Amy felt the need to tell you this? This is not putting you in a good position. I say, "This is not funny," but she's not joking. She starts telling me this whole story about how it started as a harmless flirting joke during work lunches and has somehow spiraled into a full-on secret relationship. Lord, so this is like a full-blown affair we've got going on here. Oh, she's been sneaking around with this guy for 6 months and oh no, and his wife is a part of Amy's book club. Goodness gracious me. I'm sitting there trying to wrap my head around this when she drops the real bomb. What? As if having a relationship with her other married boss cheating on her, Steve, is not the bombshell here. She goes, "So, I think I'm in love with him and I need your advice." Girl, what? So I'm like, "Amy, what advice could I possibly give you? Do you want me to say, yeah, keep ruining 2 marriages? Sounds great." I couldn't believe she even dragged me into this. That is very valid, girl. Then, because of course this story gets worse, whilst we're talking, her husband, Steve, comes home. She panics and tells me to act normal. What do you mean act normal, sunshine? This poor man is going about his life, living his best time. He's just got back from providing for his family, working a full day. He's probably had a really stressful day. His manager's probably been on to him about that report that he was supposed to have in this morning, and he couldn't get it done because he was too busy dealing with your weird needs, Amy. So I'm sitting there trying to have small talk with her husband while full well knowing that she's been cheating with her boss. When I left, I felt sick to my stomach. Like, do I tell her to come clean? Do I stay out of it? Or do I tell Steve? How do I know what to do? What do you think? Okay, this type of situation always divides people whenever I put it on social media. I did a story recently about a colleague cheating with the boss, and do I tell the boss's wife? Everyone on TikTok was like, "You need to tell her, you're meeting up with her anyway, she deserves to know." But then everyone on Instagram was like, "No, don't get involved. It's your boss. At the end of the day, you don't want to lose your friend and your boss." So it's a really dividing situation. Here's what I would do. I would encourage Amy to tell Steve, first of all. I'd say, "Listen, it's not fair that you're even cheating on him in the first place. He at least deserves the respect to know that you don't want to be with him." I would encourage her to end things with Steve and start the divorce process. Because at the end of the day, also, this boss might just be faffing about and not actually see anything with Amy. So at the end of the day, there's no point in starting something way, way more official until Amy is single. I think point blank, Steve's not providing her with what she needs, which she should have communicated that to Steve first and foremost and given him at least the opportunity to rectify his wrongdoings or his shortcomings before going ahead and just having a full-blown affair. There is completely no reason to do that. She has taken this flirty banter, which still isn't right, and it's just led to this massive thing. Unfortunately, she's dug herself a hole now, which she's going to find it very hard to get out of. So encourage her to break up with Steve, first and foremost. Listen, I've known situations where I've been like, I'm going to tell the girlfriend, and I was going to tell the girlfriend, but sometimes these situations work out on their own. If it was me and it was my best friend and I was really close with Steve, I definitely would tell Steve. It really does come down to what your relationship with him is like. It's a really tricky situation, but I would first and foremost get her to dump Steve. Let's get that ball rolling, because it may just be a fun and fresh thing that's going on with the boss at the minute. And like I say, once he finds a new shiny toy, maybe Amy will be out the picture. And then what? She's lonely, alone, and sad. But keep talking with the people around you. You don't need to mention, because it's a lot to put on your shoulders and a lot to support someone through that. She should never expected you to. I don't know what she was thinking there. Oh, weirdo vibes from you, Amy. Weirdo vibes from you. Yeah, it's a tricky situation for you, best friend. I hope you're okay. Anywho, let's move on to story number 3. Oh, these ones are a touchy one, guys. We've got a mother-in-law who's acting weird. It's titled, The Mother-in-Law Incident. Story time. My husband Steve and I have been married for 3 years, and things are great. Well, mostly great, except for one small issue. His mum, the mother-in-law. Let me just say that she is a lot. Like, she's the kind of person who calls my... Oh, this is disgusting. She's the kind of person who calls my husband her baby in public and still refers to him as the girl he married. I'm not a fan of that. I prefer the term wife. Sandra, keep calling me the girl he married and I'll start referring to you as the old hag that birthed him. How about we do that? Anyway, last weekend, she invited us over for tea. Now, this isn't usual behaviour. She does this thing where she'll invite us over, but it's never to just chill or it's never a casual meal. So, we show up and immediately I can tell something is off. First, she gives me that look. Ugh. You know, the one that's half smile, half I'm judging you for your entire existence. I hate that energy. I never understand when mother-in-laws just can't accept that their child is happy. Weird vibes. Then she pulls me aside and says, I hope you don't bring any of these fancy salads you always make. Steve doesn't like kale. What do you fucking know about your Steve, best friend? I need to stop saying best friend. I don't know where this has come from today. Just because Steve doesn't like kale doesn't mean that I don't like kale and everyone else here could not like kale. Why are we bringing up kale so much in this situation? Also, is kale that much of a fancy salad ingredient? I'd go as far as to say not. Quinoa is more of a fancy salad ingredient, and pomegranate seeds potentially. First of all, when have I ever bought over kale? And second, Steve eats kale all the time. But sure, lady, tell me about my own husband. Snaps to that. We sit down. She's playing hostess, making passive-aggressive comments like, oh, I guess you don't cook much, do you? It's hard to keep a man well-fed these days. Has Sandra got a husband? Because if he's walking around looking like a skinny-ass rake and not a well-fed man, then maybe we should be looking inwards here, Sandra. Strange. So, I'm biting my tongue, smiling through the pain, because Steve keeps giving me the look of, please don't start anything. Well, rein your mother in then, Stephen. Sort her out. Halfway through dinner, she stands up, clinks her glass. Oh, here we go. Wait, sound effects. And goes, I have a little surprise for everyone. Can't wait. She disappears into the kitchen and comes back with this. It's a baby blanket. Like old, yellowed, clearly from the 90s baby blanket. Why is this a surprise? She holds it up and says, this was Steve's baby blanket. I thought it would be nice to pass on. You know, when it... Oh, this energy is strange. You know, when you two finally start a family. She needs to go and have a nap. I would really like to bring back putting people in the naughty corner. Could you imagine? Sandra, I'm not liking that attitude. Go sit in the naughty corner. Go sit on the naughty step. Don't be bringing that attitude around me. Also, you should never bring up when people are going to start a family because you never know what people's circumstances are. You could have been trying for a baby for the past 4 years for all Sandra knows. But here we go. So, she then hands me the blanket and goes, don't you think it's time? You've had enough time to settle in, haven't you? Like, who even says that? I tried to laugh it off and say, oh, we're just focusing on work and enjoying life right now, as you should. Your timeline is your timeline. But She doesn't let it go. She's like, well, don't wait too long. You're not getting any younger. Neither are you, Sandra. And do you know what? With every small comment that is made, I'm getting one step closer to going to look at retirement homes for you. One step closer. And I'll have a child by then, hopefully, so all my money will be going into looking into my child. I won't care where you are. At this point, I am so close to snapping, but before I can, Steve, bless him, finally speaks up. Come on, Steve, stick up for your wife. He goes, Mum, we're not talking about this right now. Let it go. In the words of Elsa. Okay, did you hear that? Queen Elsa, we're letting it go, Sandra. I hate people like this. She starts fake crying. I'm just trying to be helpful. I don't want to die without holding my grandbabies. Sandra, shut up. Shut up. Steve's an only child. Because if not, this is a lot of pressure on one person. At this point, I am texting my friend under the table like, girl, you've got to get me out of here. After tea, she pulls Steve aside when she thinks that I'm out of earshot and says, you know, I've always thought you'd end up with... Oh, Lord. I've always thought you'd end up with someone a little bit more traditional. Play Labour by Paloma Paris. Is that her name? Paris Paloma? We are not in the era of women just being here to make babies, all right? We can do whatever we want in our own time, and she should know that as a woman herself. You should never be rushed to do anything. You should never be expected to have children in a certain time frame or at all. You could be wanting to adopt, okay? And adopt a child that doesn't need a baby blanket. Ugh. Someone who shares our values, she says. What even are our values? Steve defended me, of course, but I can't stop thinking about it. Like, do I confront her or do I let it go? Is this just what being married to a mama's boy is like forever? Right. Here's the situation here. Sandra needs to take a step back, and I think that should come from Steve. I think that Steve should have a word with his dad, if he's still kicking, and say, listen, Dad, obviously, you know how much I absolutely love my darling wife. There's never been any issues in the past, but these comments Mum is making not only my wife, but me feel uncomfortable, and it's really making me not want to come round and spend time with you. My darling wife, we'll call her Amy, is really struggling with not being able to conceive, and every time we have these pressures from Mum, it's upsetting her further. I'm going to need you to have a conversation with Mum about this because it's gone too far now. She's just really trying to push her own ideals onto you two. Whatever your values are in a relationship are the only thing that is important here. And as long as Steve is continuing to stick up for you and be that real supporting husband, that is the only thing that is important to me. That you ensure that your communication style is correct and that he is supporting you where is necessary. At the end of the day, her being pushy is not going to make the situation any better. I would get Steve to have a word with his dad. Even Steve had have a word with his mom. Worst comes to worst, take the blanket, burn it. You know, be real extreme with these things. I hope you're okay there. That is really a lot. Do you even want kids? You never even mentioned that. We need to set some boundaries in place here, girly pop, because that's ridiculous. You can't be going. And also, the kale situation. You eat as much fucking kale as you want. Get them superfoods. You'll need them when you're pregnant. Anywho, have a lovely Kaylee time with your Steve, and I hope to hear a pregnancy announcement soon if you do want children. If not, fuck off, Sandra. All right, this story is titled, We Got Banished from the Family Because My Mum Didn't Change Her Wedding Date. Gosh, the wedding politics. It's just starting to come into wedding season. I have a wedding that I'm going to on Valentine's Day of all days. How exciting is that? It's my first one. I've never been to a wedding before. I'm so excited. So before I start, we need to go back to Christmas 2021 when we were at my nan and granddad's house on my mum's side for Christmas dinner and celebrations. But then my dad and granddad got into a really big argument which resulted in my granddad kicking us all out into the rain to walk home. God, it's not giving fa la 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 merry and joy, is it? Then, when we were supposed to have a gigantic New Year's party with both sides of the family, my mum's side didn't show up, and it took Grandad 2 months to apologise, and it wasn't even to my dad. It was to my mum. Yeah, I kind of see that, because he'll be like, oh, priorities is with the daughter. So don't get me wrong, I love my granddad so much, but this was a bit odd. Anyway, since then, the family hasn't really liked my dad. So let's begin. All right, we've got the context. We're moving forward with it. Basically, my mum got engaged to my dad last year. Congratulations. It was so special. When it came around to tell everyone, my dad rang his side and my mum rang her side. That is such a good idea, because I've always thought, what order do you tell people? Because you never want it to be like, say, my side of the family found out after Jordan's side of the family, and then it doesn't feel like an importance competition. That is a really good way of doing that. We should take notes of that, everyone. So, when my mum tried to ring her brother, he didn't answer. Keep this next part in mind. It will be important later. I love the way this has been written. He said that his phone was on charge, and that's why he didn't respond. So fast forward to the next day. My auntie is talking to my mum about the wedding. Now, my mum and dad had booked it for their anniversary of when they met. Oh, that's so cute. They booked the reception for the pub they had met in. Oh, this is perfect. They booked their reception for the pub that they had met in, and they felt like it clicked, and everything was going to be a great sentimental day. That's so nice. I love that those little bits have been honoured there. As I was saying, my auntie was asking about the wedding, and the date came up. My mum told her the date, and she said, oh, sorry, I can't do that. Can you change the date so that we can come? No, everything's booked. What do you mean? This is my day. You need to arrange your plans. What are you doing that is so important that you can't come to your own sister's wedding? I kid you not, there wasn't even a please in the sentence. Yeah, where's the manners? Anyway, my mum says, no, sorry, and they move on. Later on, my uncle texts my mum saying, I can't believe you would cut me out of your wedding. I'm so sad at first, but now I'm just angry and disappointed. The audacity. We've not cut you out of the wedding, sunshine. You can't come. That's your fault, honey. Your calendar has clashed with mine. Sort it out. What is so important that you can't come to your own sister's wedding? You've not been cut out. But there is so much more. He goes on and cries to my mum and says, I am so sad, and whatever else to my mum. Then my nan gets livid on my mum's side, because she's like, how could you cut your own brother out of the wedding? I've not cut anyone out of my wedding. I've not even sent the save the dates yet. My nan then goes on to say, I am also sad that all I got was a call and nothing more about your engagement. Sorry, did you want an engagement party as well? What do you mean a call? Do you want me to send a dove with a picture, with a QR code that sends you to the video of the engagement video? God, do you know what really annoys me about weddings and proposals and all of this? Families make it about them when it is actually nothing to do with them. You should be there and put all family differences aside to support the bride and groom. There's so much politics and weird backstabbingness that goes into it. So I had this weird feeling that I needed to go through my nan's messages, and I wasn't proud of this action. But there was so many things to find, and oh my God, there were some bad things, which I'm not going to go into. But one thing did get highlighted. When my nan had texted him saying how sad she was that she didn't get told in person, remember when I asked you to remember how about his phone? That was a big fat lie. Okay, so let's just unpack this here. So mum has tried to call uncle to say, hi, I'm engaged, gonna get married on this date, but his phone was on silent, so he never got that call. So I'm assuming he found out through someone else, which is why he feels like he's been cut out from the wedding. Now he's gone to his mum and been like, Mum, I'm not going to my sister's wedding. Nan's now pissed off. You felt like Nan's really being a bit of an arsehole here, so you're going through Nan's iPad to find the messages, and you've struck gold. So it was a big fat lie. because she told him about the engagement before she did. This man was acting shocked on the phone, but he knew all along. Not to mention the shit that he was talking was absurd. The wedding was postponed and still hasn't happened. My auntie and uncle haven't spoke to my family since. What are your thoughts? Right, let's unpick this story here because I'm a little bit confused. Your uncle is just trying to cause a scene here and make this about him because he didn't pick up the call one time and now he's making it about him and he's trying to force his auntie, aka maybe his wife or the sister, to be also involved. Why are we all turning each other against each other? I know why we're turning each other against each other, because there's the beef from Christmas 2021. God, I feel we may need some family therapy here. This is a real sad situation. Maybe it's a case of your mum just needs to get a small, intimate wedding. I can imagine it would really upset your mum if her brother and sister weren't there. But you don't need this drama. Like I say, the day should be about your mum and your dad getting married and having this reunion, this union of love and respect for each other. Do you even want people there that could potentially cause drama? Because these people are already making it about themselves. Your nan is a pawn in this situation. She's unfortunately sat in the middle. I assume, was she happy that you were getting married? I hope so. Because that's really sad if her own mum wasn't. Her mum was upset with the proposal. It all strings back to them not liking your dad, I think. And that needs to be let go because that was a whole 4 years ago. You know, you're all grown-ups in this situation. I'm sure we can put it past each other. Bizarre. I think your mum and dad just need a nice, small, intimate wedding, which is what it sounds like anyway. It sounds cute and cozy. And when people have already set up their life together, you know, if they have children, they don't want that spectacle. They've got everything that they need already. I really hope that they're able to move forward with the wedding. I would allow your auntie and uncle to come and leave it up to them whether or not they go, if they actually want them there in the first place. But I hope you get to be a bridesmaid. That would be so fun for you. Or like at the officiant, or maybe your mum's maid of honour. That would be lovely. Anyway, wish them a continued lifetime of happiness together and a drama-free wedding. Yeah. Enjoy the day and well wishes to your mum and dad. And that is all of the stories that we have time for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed them. That was a real mixture going on there. We've got mother-in-law drama, family drama, swingers. And then, gosh, we had a real mixed bag today. Amy and her husband. Please do let me know if you have any updates on any of those stories. I need to know about Amy and the cheating on the boss. I need to know what's going to happen there. I'm going to lay awake at night thinking about that. And then please let me know. Send me pictures of your mum's wedding if it does go ahead at any time soon. I'd love to see that. I just love, you know. Anyway, Joe, you've not been too off your rocker today. You've been quite quiet over there. Have you enjoyed it? Good, I'm so glad. Please do send in any stories you have, guys. You can head over to our socials. It is Tea&Two Sugars Podcast on Instagram and Tea&Two Sugars Pod on TikTok. If you're struggling to find any of the YouTube links or the Spotify links, everything is in the link tree there. And at the top, it says, send your stories here, where you can tell me all of the drama that's going on in your life. And me and Joe can give our conclusion on what we think. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, please do drop us a little follow. It really does help out with knowing what you guys like, and it really does help boost us on our little journey on this podcast so far. I hope you enjoy. Have a lovely week, guys. Tatty bye. Mwah. See ya.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa.